Welcome everybody to another wonderful Sunday night broadcast of Black Twitch League. I am Little Rodney, aka the OldSadBoy, aka I did not super kick my cousin last night. You shouldn't super kick your cousin. And I am here with CoolELive as we prepare for game one. We have DPS versus Imagine Cloud, and they are in draft and going fast. We have Gragas, Zillion, Echo from DPS band, and we have the Kog'Maw and the Kindred with the third band coming in for Imagine Cloud. Sorry for going a little quicker there.
No, don't worry at all. And you know, it really sound advice. Definitely don't want to super kick your cousins. But you know, as we go ahead and start jumping into this draft, DPS versus Imagine Cloud is shaping up to be a super solid matchup. We know DPS coming in at 2-1. They've been on a super solid grind thus far this season. And while Imagine Cloud might be coming in at 1-2 on the season, this is only week 4. Still have a lot of season left. They have both of their losses to the current undefeated teams in Knights of Ishtar and the Cowboys. So, you know, you really don't know what to expect from this team. Right now, early on, though, we are going to be seeing that Graves first pick for DPS, followed up with the Imagine Cloud going for Jin and Xin Zhao. So there's going to be a lot of variability here that they can opt for in that bot side of the map. It's looking like they want to go for that strong early pressure. You know, I could see this Jin getting paired up with something that provides it a little bit more sustained. I could see the Melio. The Melio could be a huge pick here. We're seeing the Tristana in response, though. How are we feeling about, you know, this Graves Tristana Lulu bot lane coming out from DPS?
Tristana is strong. I actually thought we were going to see Tristana Melio because Tristana does, of course, get that scaling attack range, and then Melio would give more. But we do get a Gwyn instead coming out for Imagine Cloud, and it looks like they're going to ban some top laners away from DPS. But yeah, that's what I thought, because, you know, the range plus the range plus the range, even if you can't get the Kog'Maw. But now we do see DPS banning out the Melio. It is stupid strong, I believe is the scientific term for it. Yeah, so I believe Lulu is kind of considered the second best enchanter to make your hyperscaling ADC hyperscale. I do kind of want to see which Tristana build. I've seen a couple different Tristana builds since the items have changed once more, where you can rush IE, you can rush actually Quick Blade, and because it's Tristana, just the ability to have your Q up basically all the time makes it really, really, really strong. However, you can also rush multiple different other items, which we've seen. So, very curious there. The gens that we've seen have almost all rushed Stormrazor, but we get a Silas ban from DPS, we get a Singe ban from Imagine Cloud, and we get the Nautilus pick. So Imagine Cloud playing more for our bot lane will keep you from moving while we hit you, as opposed to the we will move fast while we hit you. Very differing preferences, as we do get DPS finding their CC, and it's going to be in the form of a Maokai, most likely going top lane, and a Ziggs mid, though it could be a Maokai jungle and a Graves top. Graves top was pretty meta earlier this year.
I don't see the Graves top being what they want to go ahead and prioritize on the side of DPS, but I will say that this composition is kind of confusing me a little bit. It feels like there's a lot of champions on both of these sides that want to do things that aren't really cohesive with each other. Like, for example, I think if you're picking Maokai top lane, yes, you are going to be wanting to play for that long sustained battle, but picking Maokai into Gwen doesn't feel like a very favorable matchup there. And especially when you think, okay, Maokai, you have Nature's Grasp available, you have a really strong team fighting ultimate. What do we have to support it? You look at a Graves, you look at a Tristana, you look at a Ziggs. Where is the team fight there? You know, it just feels like a lot of poke and pick almost. You know, you're not really trying to set yourself up for this massive team fight. While yes, you are putting yourself in a good position for objective control and to be able to actually fight for these early objectives, as well as, you know, once Rift Herald spawns, that's going to be in really heavy contention, especially with Maokai being able to move down. But that's all going to rely heavily on how this Gwen plays into it, and I'd imagine Gwen on the side of Imagine Cloud will be able to actually just bully this lane. The Nautilus pick, though, is going to I think is going to be super solid here.
Hang on. I want to say, because we did get the Seraphine coming in last pick for Imagine Cloud, so now there's a little bit of a flex game that can go on, because we have seen a lot of people playing Nautilus mid recently. We can get Nautilus mid Seraphine bot or Seraphine support. I hear you, But
If Imagine Cloud locks in Nautilus mid right here, they are throwing their game away. You need Nautilus mid when you have a strong AP jungler or actual AP presence that will be able to play the mid lane. Because then, what's the point of picking Nautilus mid without building Abyssal Mask first? Abyssal Mask first is supposed to be able to boost up the team around you in that early game and especially carry you through. And against this Ziggs, you're not really good. It doesn't matter. Ziggs is just going to be able to do whatever it wants against a Nautilus as long as it avoids the hook. So I think that's a really bad choice if that is what they opted for. I think the Seraphine will play much safer into this Ziggs. It provides them a lot more utility, especially with that strong AP scaling that she has access to. So I really do not want to see this Nautilus go mid.
Fair enough. I will say though, because as you were talking about the DPS comp, DPS played a variation of this comp to great success in week 1. The Tristana Ziggs basically just walked around the map and took all of the towers, and they were basically, and because of the amount of disengage that Tristana and Ziggs had, they were able to take the towers, only fight when they wanted to fight, and then just kind of keep walking away.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm seeing this Nautilus get locked in mid, and I'm kind of upset by it. But, I understand. They still do have a pretty strong team fight potential all the way around. They will want to be trying to drag this game out. And, that might be a scary thing to say when you have Jordan on this Graves. I think Jordan on a carry potential jungler hasn't been the most successful in recent weeks. We saw them in their last week matchup trying to play that Kindred, and it just did not work out for them. I'm hoping to see them turn it around, but of course, with your bad connection and Yulu in this bot lane, they're going to be the focus of this team. The entirety of the team's resources should be funneled into them. If Imagine Cloud has the ability to shut down this bot lane early, I see no reason for them to have any sort of trouble in this early game 1.
I agree, but with caveats. So I think to your point when you were saying, well, what AP do they have? They're going to put Gwen in the mid lane later, or in the mid lane in a little bit, and or look to rotate Seraphine Jen into the mid lane very early, because DPS has very much indexed into that tower pushing. Maybe we don't fight you. Maybe we just, hey, two of our, the three Yordles showed up and your tower's gone, and they disappeared, right? Like the freaking Yordle demolition gang, basically, that they had. And when that did work in week 1, we did have Jordan on the Kindred, which I think spawned the Jordan fan club and the Jordan copy pasta Italian restaurant we have frequently in the chat. So, indexing to the Graves when Kindred is banned isn't the worst idea. That said, I agree with you that maybe another was Amumu banned? Amumu was not banned. So
Amumu was not banned, but I have loved seeing Jordan on that Amumu previously.
Right.
When seeing Jordan on the Amumu, and I believe last Shyvana was playing that Galio, such supportive picks to be able to funnel this bot lane into Oblivion is really what allows DPS to have the success that they've had throughout this season so far. They're not 2-1 for just any sort of reason, for any rhyme or reason. And I think being able to follow that game plan is what has allowed them to progress this far. Now trying to see them start to divulge into a little bit more of anyone can carry at any given time, I don't know how that's going to play out for them, and especially once you look into this composition that Imagine Cloud has put together. I think this Gwen is going to be scary if you let her get out of control early on, and I don't see how Qgurt is going to be able to control her within the first 8 minutes. And I will say, if Imagine Cloud gets that top side at least 1 kill before 7 minutes, I want to see Jhin and Seraphine swap up at that, literally back immediately, 7:30, back, get that lane swap going and prepare for Herald, because they're not going to be able to contest the top side of the map if a Gwen is fed.
Definitely agree on that point. Definitely agree. But we are going to go to a pause for the spectator delay and to get into the game. Do not go anywhere. I'd say don't change the dial, but half of you are way too young to even know what that is actually in reference to. So just stick around. Maybe get a drink, get a snack, because we will be back with Game 1 DPS versus Imagine Cloud very, very shortly. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. We are into the game. Had a little bit of issue, but you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything except a ward for all you ward fans. The start for Crazed Juggernaut will be spotted out by DPS as they will see that he's starting on the red buff. On the other side, there was no deep ward gotten for Imagine Cloud, but everyone is roughly in lane. But they do get a ward down on the Raptors later by Dr. Dad. And now we see Teddy walking up, trying to see what he can see.
Both of these junglers are going to be going for, invade starts. We are going to be seeing maybe a little bit of an early gank coming out from Crazed Juggernaut, trying to see if he can get a little bit of cheese down onto Qgert. Ghost is going to get popped here.
Qgert's going to get knocked up, and Qgert is going to go down. First blood given to Relish as well. Very nicely done from Dead Teddy, making it easy for his top laner to get that lead. And just like you were saying earlier, there's nothing to stop the Gwyn, and if Gwyn has a 400 gold lead, there may be even less that can stop that Gwyn early on from running over the Maokai. Maokai forced the flash and used the teleport to come back. Zinzao now onto the Raptors. The question I have is, you knew where he was. Oh,
Yeah,
there's a level 2 jump it from Your Bad Connection. We're sorry, we're going to have to take a minute here as Your Bad Connection takes a chunk out of Dr. Dad. Dr. Dad now about 40% health. Does have the heal, though. It is Ghost that Teddy has and not a different kind of combat summoner spell. Just trying to keep fast for that Jhin. The speed does translate a little bit into damage. And here we go. Crazed Juggernaut coming into Lashavana. Lashavana using the satchel charge to jump away. That is what I thought the goal was kind of with the Nautilus Zinzao, is just to make sure that Ziggs never feels safe. But Qgert is now going to be on Relish. Qgert is 2 levels up. Relish did not TP back. And so now is kind of down for right now.
That's totally okay. You're 2 levels down, but you're also only 1 CS behind, and you're a kill up. Yes, you also have the ability to keep the team there, and we do see a little bit of an invade coming out from Jordan here, trying to bully Crazed Juggernaut out of their own jungle.
Yeah, that early push we saw from Your Bad Connection and Yulu and those trades that they won, allowing Jordan to basically take over the top side, or sorry, the bottom side for DPS, taking it away from Imagine Cloud, able to deny a bunch from Crazed Juggernaut, so that assist gold will wind up balancing out here very shortly, as Jordan is using that Graves to bully everyone, and they're not, and now they're kind of set up for a dragon.
I will say, I don't really love the fact that Your Bad Connection and Yulu were staying up with Jordan for that long of a time. I feel like they were able to get in and get out, but staying for so long was so crazy. But Gruber
is going to be he's going to have to flash. Yeah, there's the flash. Jordan's still trying to follow. Oh, the minions blocked it! But Lashavana gets the kill with a flash of their own.
Just like that, we're seeing this Nautilus pick starting to get bullied a little bit, because you try to think you have the confidence of, oh, I'm an early game tank against a Ziggs. What is that going to do? I could just play up. And now, while yes, it is the side of DPS that are going to blow 2 flashes, we're going to be seeing Your Bad Connection, though.
On to Dr. Dad, but walking away. Jordan is here. Teddy is slowed. Teddy is going to be forced to use the Ghost and is going to get away. That is also the heal out of Dr. Dad. So a summoner a summoner out of Yulu, 2 summoners out of the bot lane of Imagine Cloud, and Relish.
Crazed Juggernaut. Oh my god.
Qgert, yeah, no. Buddy, sorry. Did not know that Crazed Juggernaut was hiding in the bush as Relish was setting him up, and he's going to go down a second time. Already down 8 CS, going to be down a bunch more, does not have TP to get back into that lane. And like you called, the Gwyn was okay. Gwyn was okay being down 2 levels, and now it's still going to have that TP, but it's going to be an Ocean Drake in the bottom lane. So across the map, DPS still managing to make sure that what they lose, they get back. Balance in all things.
I think if you're Imagine Cloud, you're totally fine with giving up this first Drake here. I mean, you have so much tempo building up right here on the top side of the map. And right now, Relish is just going to back out. Does have 6 available, but was able to get that first turret plating. It's significantly ahead of Qgert on this Maokai, and Crazed Juggernaut is going for the invade and taking this Gromp away. So they're looking to build these gold leads out elsewhere while trying to understand and respect, okay, this bot lane can get scary. Let's just make sure that they don't get ahead and that they don't get a lead, because they do have that even CS difference right now, 32-30 for 33, 2 for 3. So you know what? I think both sides are content with where they're at, but this Gwen is a problem.
We do get a hook coming in from Gruer, able to get a solid chunk of damage on the last Shyvana, and then walking away, but we see Crazy Juggernaut is around that mid lane. They are looking to engage again, and in the meantime, there's a fight in the top lane. That's going to be Cougar getting away. That's going to be the satchel charge from last Shyvana, going to save a life. Cougar barely living as Jordan comes in with the save. Gonna show out some shotgun shells. It's a lot of S sounds there. I got 2 out of 3. I'll take that. But your bad connection onto Dr. Dad again. Dr. Dad taking a stupid amount of damage. So did Teddy. And again, we see this bot lane of DPS putting down the DPS and forcing the bot lane of a Magic Cloud back with far less health in the trade. Your bad connection using that rocket jump and what is it? The bomb. I forget exactly what it's called, but using it very well to win all of these trades. And before we go any further, so the next Drake is a Hex Tech Drake. What are you calling for Soul?
Oh, if I gotta look at it holistically, I'm gonna say that we're getting a Mountain Soul this game. And you know, I think that's gonna be really big for both of these teams. You know, you want a lot of bulk, but Gruer.
Yeah, Gruer is going to take some damage, but walk away. We do see immediately the transfer of the bot lane into the mid lane for DPS. This is how they operate. They can switch those lanes around to be able to both pressure towers and objectives, and they already have 4 members up here ready for this Rift Herald. And that's what they're going to look to do. And that's what they kind of did week 1. That's when they looked the strongest. It's when they would get their demolition squads moving, take these Rift Heralds, and then they're going to look to put it down somewhere and basically take most, if not all, of the tower, either with a Ziggs or Tristana or both.
And a Magic Cloud just not in a position to be able to take advantage of this fight and be able to get in there and contest this first Rift Herald going down. So that is going to provide DPS a little bit of maneuverability here. They do opt to go ahead and put their bot lane in mid with sending La Shyvana down to catch that bot wave and to push that forward. I really want to see Relish get moved around here a little bit. I feel like you've already gotten everything you need out of top lane. You've gotten those 2 early kills, but the hook...
Gruer gets the hook onto Yulu. Yulu is going to get rooted up again, and they are just going to keep on, and Yulu is going to go down. This is, ironically, both teams operating basically how they imagined it in their head. 4 DPS jumping in, taking objectives, moving the Yordles around, taking plates. This is now the 2nd plate being taken by the Ziggs, but Ziggs is about to get collapsed on in that bot lane. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. Just now got the flash up. The flash. Oh, no, it's not up yet. It's not up yet. It's still on cooldown for like 3 more seconds.
Just another second. Okay.
Gets another plate. Basically decides, hey, I'm going to die anyway. I want my plate gold, which is fine. Is going to go down to Gruer. But, yeah, the Yordles are walking around taking plates. And the CC chain that came out from Imagine Cloud did exactly what it was supposed to do. And Chad is saying that by doing that, last Shyvana denied assist gold to Crazy Juggernaut. So made it less gold efficient to kill him. I mean,
100%.
Smart, dumb plays. I love them. Yeah, you already made the bad decision. Make a good decision with it.
The overstay was already inevitable. You know, you got to just take it. You take what you can get there. Finalizing that plate is going to allow La Shyvana to stay in there. Already has a huge CS lead over Gruer. Of course, it's a Nautilus. What do you expect? But, you know, once again, they're just not doing much to Relish here. Relish may be trying to get something going here on Cougar.
Oh, that grass proc literally the only reason that Relish didn't just continue chasing there for that kill. The Conqueror was almost all the way stacked and could have gone under tower and just finished. But now we do see both teams setting up for this dragon. Jordan is alone. Ooh. Jordan walks away. That dash, very, very useful as always. But that does mean this dragon is going to be contested. And it looks like DPS is leaving it for Magic Cloud. Yulu is getting caught out. There is going to be the Mega Infernal Bomb, but I don't know that any... Oh, there's the rest of the team. There's the comeback, and now we do get the push back in your back connection. Able to use the Buster Shot, send Crazy Juggernaut back into the rest of the team, and that is looking like it's going to be a dragon now for DPS as they manage to get Crazy Juggernaut alone. The rest of the team took the Blast Cone over, and Crazy Juggernaut was not able to, but that's going to be another kill your back connection, able to take down Dr. Dad.
That is just not what you want to be seeing here. That Rift Herald is going to get dropped mid as well, and Looks like it'll crash. It does. Still remaining tower, but that is going to be the second Drake going over to DPS once again. And your bad connection finally starting to get back into it. You know, they weren't really having their presence felt other than those skirmishes going down in the bot lane. But now that they have a kill and assist under their belt, they're going to be able to start putting out a lot of pressure. And this IC squad is going to have to play super careful, trying to make sure that they don't let that snowball out of control.
That is true. We also do have an Infernal Soul coming up, but with those plates down, Last Shyvana will be able to, if not dead, does actually knock Crazy Juggernaut into almost tower range. Crazy Juggernaut forced to walk away, did not have to use the flash from Last Shyvana, throwing out those bombs. Jordan nearby, but is almost a satchel charge range away, about one auto from being able to satchel charge that tower and take down first tower for, yeah, there it goes. Actually, does not, there it goes. Satchel charge was just on a little bit of a cooldown, having used it to walk away. We do get the twisted advance and the rest of the stuff coming out from Hubert as able to take down Grua. Jordan gets the last hit, and that's the first tower and a kill coming out for DPS.
I mean, that should have been traced a while ago. You know, I feel like Relish knows that Q-Good is out of lane for way too long, and it wasn't just on a reset either. So you just have to realize that if Jordan's not making any advances across the map, you don't have vision of the jungle, so you really don't know where anyone is. Playing that far up with tower just at satchel charge range is not going to get you that presence that you want. So that was a really nice play coming out from Cougar to allow to get that gold down, especially now Jordan, who is on Grave, is a very feast or famine type of jungler, starting to get that going as well. So DPS looking like they're starting to put a lot of things together just at the right time as we start to enter this mid game.
And 13 minutes in, we have 7 plates that were taken by Last Shyvana. Cougar, though, you used all your stuff to help your team. Yeah, so that means you're kind of just out there. But yes, we do want to shout out Ryzen for rating us, sending over all the fun folks who get to watch our tournament continue as well. Hopefully there were some good games over there. Risen, excuse me, not Ryzen. Ryzen is, of course, my CPU. But... yeah, on top of which there was 2 more plays taken by your bad connection. Again, the Destruction Squad using the Destruction Squad ability to get gold for the 2 Yordles. That's at the top lane. Tower does go down by Relish. Relish did get all 5 plates as well. Kind of to be expected considering the amount of attention that Juggernaut has put onto Relish.
100%. And I mean, we talked about it in the pregame, right? The entirety of this Imagine Cloud squad runs through Gwen. Gwen is not checked anytime soon. 2 turret shots going down onto the Last Shyvana, not what you want to see. But Gwen isn't checked and is allowed to just do whatever she wants. There's not going to be much that this DPS squad can do in contest. You know, especially if your bad connection isn't as strong yet, because they don't have that mythic readily available just yet. It's farming quite well. Jordan trying to make something happen though.
Does not get rooted up by the passive charge from Dr. Dad, but is able to force the bot lane off. Does have the Ghost Blade now. Is going to use the... Oh, doesn't matter. That's going to be the Ghost Blade passive plus the Mega Bomb, and that is going to be Last Shyvana taking down the kill. Last Shyvana, though, still low from those 2 tower shots, has to walk away from that curtain call, but another tower taken by DPS. Dead Teddy, not dead. Dr. Dad is dead. A lot of D's as well, but I pulled that one off. Let's not talk about the jokes that could be made. But... that's more and more towers being taken. There is a Rift Herald being taken on the top side by Crazy Juggernaut, able to prevent kind of that tower snowball from continuing to snowball as fast as DPS is known for. But they have so much gold on the Ziggs and the Tristana that it's going to be a problem. Tristana already having the boost and the Storm Razor. We do also see the Storm Razor for Dead Teddy, though. Teddy, no summoners right now. Very, very vulnerable if caught.
I've been talking about Relish this entire game, but it really just feels like it runs through them. And I'm curious to see where they're going to put this Gwen now, because you want to try to go ahead and get that mid-tier 1 taken out, just so that you're able to open up the map a bit more and have a little bit more presence and try to get a little bit more pressure down elsewhere. But you also want to go ahead and look and realize, okay, there's a really wide chasm starting to build down in this bot lane, and you don't want to have this Tristana go unchecked either. So just trying to see what they're going to do here, how they opt to go about it, and especially when it seems like DPS is running these 3, 4, 5 mans.
Last Shyvana almost taken up there, able to use the satchel charge very well to get away from the knockup. Jordan going to get hit with the ultimate coming out from Brewer still chasing Jordan. Jordan trying to get away is going to go down. Crazy Juggernaut is going to be able to secure the last hit. Yulu stuck in the middle of the fight. Last Shyvana not able to get out enough damage. Your bad connection did get hit with the wild growth, but is going to walk away. The other very nice hook from Last Shyvana is able to get a kill on the Dr. Dad. In the meantime, on the backside, Crazy Juggernaut getting knocked in, getting knocked around. Cougar trying to do anything, but your bad connection never able to enter the fight, and that is going to be a 4-4-1. You'll take a support loss there, as it does 1, stop the dragon stacking, 2, gives you a bunch of gold. Very well played fight from Imagine Cloud.
And the Gwen just sewing together a masterclass here for Imagine Cloud. Relish has just been all over the place, so big in that team fight, and especially there towards the end of it as they were securing that last 2-3 kills. Your bad connection was entirely zoned out under half health, because if you advance in with the rocket jump, Relish is just going to kill you. So that was just absolutely massive here, and a really big tempo changer, as now they can look to put this Rift Herald down anywhere they want after starting to chip away into this dragon lead as well.
Yeah, I was actually listening to someone talk about this, where when you are behind, getting one of those dragons is so important because it basically delays the game for 5 minutes. It makes it so that, you know, you may be down 2, 3, 4, 8,000 gold, however much it is, but by delaying the game for 5 minutes, that gold lead stops being as impactful. You know, just because it stops being 30% of all gold to being 20% or 15%, just because the later you get, the more items you get. Speaking of items, we do have Cougar actually going the Locket of the Iron Solari here, fully itemizing for, I'm just here to help my team be tanky and provide this CC. That is one way to ensure that, yeah, I played weak side, but I'm going to be really okay with whatever deaths I get. In the meantime, we do see that Rift Herald is going to be dropped in the mid by Crazy Juggernaut. We do have the mid lane of Imagine Cloud down in, or the bot lane in the mid lane. So they are looking to be able to push this down. Not going to be able to get it though, and it looks like it's going to be Crazy Juggernaut caught out, taken down. That is going to be the charm coming out from Dr. Dad, but it's not going to be enough. There's going to be the bomb coming out. Oh, Jordan is able to take down Relish, and that's going to be the rest of the fight, as now everybody is looking to pile on DPS, trying to get down the DPS. That's going to be a double kill. 1 bomb, 2 birds by Last Shyvana, and now this mid lane tower is looking like it's going to go down. Last Shyvana, because of the Abyssal Burn, does wind up taking a tower shot, but they are going to be able to walk this down all the way to the inhibitor tower, maybe even the inhibitor itself. Are going to be able to take the inhibitor itself with the Baron coming up in just 30 seconds. That's going to be some added pressure onto Imagine Cloud.
And what a beautiful pincer maneuver coming out there from DPS. Hugert on the Maokai able to roam down from topside, catching him out after Lulu is able to pop that Shirelia's, get her team in this lickety split, and there was just nothing that Imagine Cloud could do to recover. Relish was playing all over the place. That cleanse that went down onto your bad connection after the Seraphine ult allowed her to get back into the fight and really put so much damage down, allowing Jordan to be able to get that kill and shut down onto Relish. It's looking tough here for Imagine Cloud now, as they had so much tempo in their favor, but now just looking to flop themselves back into a stable position.
Yeah, and on top of which, because of that inhibitor down, they are going to at least have some gold that they can put, you know, onto that bot lane. It looks like it's going to be Teddy taking it down. You know, the supers provide a lot more extra gold. I think like an extra 150, 120 gold per wave, which will allow or help at least Teddy to continue to try to get into the game, basically, because it does kind of seem like Teddy has never been a factor, right? Has a kill, a couple assists, but that was all in that one team fight right before the Dragon. Hasn't really been able to do anything outside of that. We see Hugert still fighting with Relish. Relish willing to fight anytime. That's going to be the ultimate used out from Hugert. Relish going to get knocked up, though. Knocked back in, taking tower shots.
Hugert!
They put four people in the
Bad man!
They put 3 people in the bot lane, though, so that is going to be the Baron at least started. Crazy Juggernaut's going to start hitting it. Dr. Dad Brewer and Dead Teddy sitting on a pink ward, trying to be fancy. Crazy Juggernaut trying to be the... Oh, no, your bad connection doesn't know. He doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know, and neither does Tristana. That was a trap. You have activated the card, and you lost about 400 hit points, Yugi.
Oh dear, that was a beautiful bait though coming out from Crazy Juggernaut. You know, your bad connection thought it was going to be easy pickings, but little did they know there was a Nautilus hook, line, and sinker right in front of them. But they do have to be able to take care of this wave before being able to put any sort of other pressure across the map. They were able to start getting some vision down onto Baron, but not able to capitalize much else.
So the question I have for your bad connection, not that I would have made a different play or a smarter play, but if you see that Baron is hitting the enemy jungler, you have to imagine other people are around, right? But Crazy Juggernaut, possibly cut out, is able to use that ultimate to prevent the ultimate coming out from the graves. The collateral damage actually does no damage, thankfully, because Crazy Juggernaut would have been open to everything else. The Crescent Guard doing as advertised, guarding against the damage coming out. But now we do see Relish onto Last Shyvana. Last Shyvana can't get away, does get the giant shield though from the Abyssal Mask, gets more shielding coming in from the Lulu. That is going to be the dragon taken by Jordan. Jordan down the backside trying to fight Juggernaut. Juggernaut's forced to run away. Juggernaut looks like it's going to go down. Your back connected is going to be in there too. Jordan's going to get the kill, but now we get the hook from Brewer. Relish is in the middle of the fight, but Relish gets knocked back. Relish is going to go down. Jordan gets the second kill. Brewer now trying to walk away, but that is going to be Brewer going down as the Lulu is able to connect the kill. Your bad connection hopping forward, but going to get hit with that force shot and decide, you know, maybe not.
Oh, so many things look so great there for Imagine Cloud. Jordan and your bad connection just came up huge there. Jordan able to get the Drake, move up, transition in back into the fight. Crazy Juggernaut not able to get anything going, and there was just such great positioning there coming out from Huger, blocking a lot of those stuns and a lot of the roots coming out from the Jhin especially. So that allowed a lot of mobility to be still up and available on the side of DPS, and it gave them the necessary motion they needed to take the kills that they got. And now the next thing that they can do is just start turning their attention towards Baron, because they win the team fights from here on.
Yeah, I think so as well. As long as you don't get picked out by the Nautilus, Seraphine, Jhin, Zinzao, CC chain. Yeah, I don't know how someone loses these 5v5s, but I think the slept on aspect was the fight right before when they forced out the Crescent Guard from Crazy Juggernaut. Crazy Juggernaut no longer to be able to say, hey, all of your range damage can't damage me, and basically died because there was no way to defend, hey, you're trying to get in for a steal, and no one can stop you. But speaking of no one can stop you, Relish still not worried about Huger. Yeah, snip, 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 snip. You are gone. But the Baron on the other side being started by DPS, and it doesn't look like it's going to be challenged. That is going to be a flourish, but not the flourish needed to take down that Baron. And it is going to be a 24-minute Baron for DPS, as well as having 3 dragons. So they should be able to, the Baron is going to be up long enough that they can pressure lanes and then hopefully get back for that soul.
You know, I gotta eat my words here a little bit. You know, I kind of doubted Jordan on a carry type jungler earlier, but I gotta say they've been coming up absolutely massive so far here. You know, 4-1, 3 items in now is doing so much damage, has a lot of pressure onto this Imagine Cloud squad, and they just have been not really making any more mistakes. But you know, you gotta be thinking, okay, now that we have Baron, what's the next play? You know, you already have mid cracked open. You only have to get that inhib back down. Tier 1 and top is still up. At this point of the game, you might as well just focus the other 2 lanes, and if you have the ability, go ahead and start you know, chipping away at that top turrets. But other than that, you have a clear path to success here if you are DPS.
I think that is exactly what is happening. We do see the Tristana going up in the top lane, looking to take that free tower gold. On the other side, though, I think Last Shyvana is just going to be caught. I do want to say, though, with that Graves, there's no one indexing into armor on the side of Imagine Cloud. Yeah, oh, that's 2 towers for your bad connection. There's going to be the teleport from Last Shyvana. Gets out, goes into top lane. Nobody else is there. Relish is bot side. Gruer is bot side. Now there's the 2 Yordles in the top side while the rest of the team is bot side. That's going to be an inhibitor. Great rotations coming out from DPS. They are basically pulling them across the map saying, you think you caught us, but actually you were caught moving slowly. And now there is even more pressure in that top lane inhibitor tower. Looks like it's going to go down as well. Top lane inhibitor is going to go down. This has to be the fight, I think.
It's all down to this. Gonna be backing up a little bit.
Yeah, they Imagine Cloud deciding, no, this is not our time. We will wait for something better. But I don't know what the better is. It would probably have to be a dragon fight, because now with the resets, though, not picking that fight there, the resets are going to come in, and now you see the Tristana now has the last whisper. There's the death cap finish for Last Shyvana. You allowed them basically the 1,200 gold that everyone was sitting on. They get to spend it before they fight you, as opposed to fighting you at probably the most advantageous state you're going to get for the rest of the game.
Again, you know, there was so much left to be desired here for Imagine Cloud. You know, they really are going to have to turn around a huge miracle if they want to stay in this right now. You know, Drake up in 10 seconds. It looks like it is going to come down to this. Relish still in that top side, though, so we don't know what their mindset is here.
There is a ward pretty deep, a pink ward and a lane ward pretty deep in the bot lane, but it looks like they're not even going to contest this soul. Oh no, there's the teleport coming in, so they are now looking to get it. There's going to be the curtain call coming through, but that is going to be the dragon taking no problem. Last Shyvana trying to get on Crazy Juggernaut. Crazy Juggernaut super low, going to get blinded. That hook actually takes Jordan out of the damage. Relish able to take down your bad connection, but on the other side, the rest of the team going down. It is Jordan versus Relish versus the world. It is not going to happen. Last Shyvana is going to be able to take it down with help from Jordan. And it looks like that is going to be the game, or close to it. We do get the teleport in from Q-Grit. Q-Grit, though, takes a bunch of tower shots. Crazy Juggernaut trying to keep him off. In the meantime, though, Jordan is going to come in. And now you have this problem where you have 4 members dead for 15 seconds at least. And towers are getting hit. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be
all over. Jordan looked into the face of a fed Gwen and said, you know what, I like mustard better. And that is going to be game 1 going over in favor of DPS. Really well played from them.
Imagine Cloud trying to delay it, but Jordan is just hitting the Nexus. They finally killed Jordan, but between Yulu and Cougar, that is going to be game 1. And yes, just mustard on your hot dogs. We're adults here, okay? We're adults. But that DPS taking game 1, playing the Yordle Demolition Squad gameplay amazingly. You do see Relish put down 30,000 damage in a 28-minute game, but on the other side, Last Shyvana put down 31,000 in a 30-minute game. The issue, I think, is that for Imagine Cloud, no one else did damage, and when that happens, you need that person to be the safest, strongest, biggest, beefiest seamstress we've ever seen, and that just did not happen.
Not at all. You know, Gwen was the only bright spot here in this game 1 for Imagine Cloud, and you know, it's gonna come back to draft here. I don't like the Nautilus mid pick. I don't think it accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. You still had this Ziggs go off and was able to really just put so much pressure across the map, such a huge presence in the bot lane, but you know, just not able to really get any sort of pick potential going. I really don't like this bot lane combination either, because it felt like into the face of your bad connection and Yulu, you really just had no answers, and they were able to just rotate as they please. You had the access to a lot of CC chains like you were talking about, but they just were not able to capitalize unless Gwen was there. So without having Relish be able to put any sort of momentum forward, Imagine Cloud was just flopping around the entire game, and I really desperately want to see them blow up this comp and to just go for an entirely different game plan heading into the next game.
I imagine that would happen, but my vision is cloudy. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, it just kind of. I was like, oh, okay, he's trying to make a little Cloud reference. I got it.
Yeah, but we will be back for game 2. That game was, in fact, so good that somewhere between DPS and Relish, one of them gave me a key shard. I don't know which one of them counted for that for me, but I appreciate that. But we will be back for game 2 very shortly. That bad connection joke was also very good. I like it. I like it a lot. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly. are back with game two. Imagine Cloud, DPS. Imagine Cloud is on the blue side, DPS on the red. The Pix bans again coming in fast, furious, and in a hurry. Imagine Cloud going to ban out the Kindred, and this time ban out the Tristana. On the other side, DPS banning the Echo and banning the Zillion again. I understand Zillion is annoying. There's nothing more annoying than watching the other team's carry living in that state of like, you either have to kill me or I'm just going to sit here untouched and deal lots of damage. But if you kill me, I'm going to come back again. Every fight being a 6v5. But Imagine Cloud also going to ban out the Kog'Maw. I think we all have seen these Kog'Maw Melios at this point, and they are strong in a way that I don't even know what a good counter is for it, because it covers up lots of Kog'Maw's weaknesses. But, DPS is going to ban out the Graves.
You know, I think that's respect. Graves is such a strong pick right now, especially after the Ghostblade changes, that it's a very common first pick that we've been able to see through and through again. But, you know, leaving the Xayah open for Imagine Cloud here, they banned the Tristana instead of the Xayah this time around. I don't put it past them to maybe pick that. Never mind, they're just going to lock Misfortune first. That is an interesting pick and a half. I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like Misfortune. I think Misfortune is very strong, but I think when you first pick Misfortune, you basically have already kind of broadcasted the team comp you need to go for, right? Because you just have to play for, we're gonna try and get as many people in one spot as possible and hopefully get to rain that bullet time over them. But DPS is gonna lock in the Lucian. Is it gonna be the Lucian Nami? Or maybe a Lucian Melio? I think those are the two options, right, for DPS?
More or less. I mean, I'm confident in saying that they opt for the Nami, but of course they could just pick jungler here and then save the Nami, still flex it, see what they want to go out or not. They're just going to go full on in the Nami potentially. But, you know, they could have just opted to see maybe feel out where Imagine Cloud is at, but they're gonna go with the good old classic Curse of the Sad Bullet time comp. That was a super big staple of season 12. I really love these two in the bot lane, so you know I'm not in love with the Misfortune first pick, but if they follow it up with this Amumu, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they indexed into, we have to play 4 big team fights, and so I think they're going to pick for that, which is fine. Especially when you see the Lucian Nami, you know that you're not going to have that kind of that early game pressure from Misfortune is going to be negated. The ability to use the double up and what is it, the bouncing shot? Is that what it is? I forget what it's called. But yeah, you're not going to be able to put it down effectively with Lucian Nami, and even if you do, they're going to trade stronger into you. But we do see the Victor coming in for Imagine Cloud as well. We have seen Greer on the Victor before, looked very, very good. Put down, again, a ton of team fight damage. Imagine Cloud not even looking to hide it. They're like, hey, yeah, this is what we're doing. What you got?
This is exactly what I wanted to see. You know, we wanted a switch up from what they were trying to pull last time around. And, you know, being able to see the entire switcher mentality being from, okay, we have an individual solo out, isolate, pick, and destroy. But now we're starting to play a little bit more zoning. We're starting to play a lot more AoE. You have the Chaos Storm. You have the Curse of the Sad Mummy. You have Bullet Time. Such wide range of damage that can go down. And it's interesting to see this Maokai coming out here in that R3 position. That's definitely still flexible at this point. They can still opt to send that jungle, or they could put it back up in the top lane where they were comfortable with it last time around. Of course, that super adaptive, super supportive build that we saw coming out. The Gwen will be banned in response, though.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that if you were thinking on giving Kugert that Maokai, Kugert was definitely like, I don't want to do that again. I know we won, but it just was not enjoyable. We do get the Ziggs being banned from Imagine Cloud and the Silas as well. They said there will be no Yordle charges being put on our towers today. You're gonna have to take them down the old-fashioned way with just regular autos. So I can understand having a little bit of I don't want to say PTSD, but a little bit of hurt after that. But we do get the Galio coming in from DPS. DPS going the other way, saying, hey, okay, we have a guy who can go in, a guy who can interrupt a bunch of stuff, and another guy who can go in and interrupt a bunch of stuff. You want to play for team fight? We'll play for stop your team fight with some Lucian Nami on the side. I do wonder they are saving the last pick for possibly jungle or possibly top lane. I wonder what it's going to be. But there's going to be a Sejuani coming in for Imagine Cloud. There's a couple different flexible options. It could be an Amumu support, could be a Sejuani top. This could leave open a jungle, or it could be any variation thereof. With Sejuani jungle, Amumu support, or Sejuani top, Amumu jungle. I do like that Imagine Cloud has a couple different options depending on what lane they like, and those picks still do functionally what you need them to do, regardless of where you put them.
100%. Lots of variability here. The Olaf. If they
Again,
lock this in, huge, absolutely big. That is absolutely massive. You know, I am scared of something like a potential Fiora getting locked in here for DPS. But other than that, I think this Imagine Cloud comp is so much fun. It's going to be so electric. And, you know, looking at the side of DPS, barring this last pick, you do have to be a little bit cautious of the fact that there's not a ton of damage outside of this Lucian. You know, of course, Maokai and Galio, two of those more supportive options, with the Rengar.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Which Rengar are we gonna see? Are we gonna see a return of NA Rengar? Oh no! I don't have high hopes for Rengar. I'm not going to lie. There's enough, I think, disengage from Imagine Cloud, enough lockdown, enough fight that Rengar jumps in, and basically, if Rengar doesn't get misfortune, Rengar is just pixels. Like there's, I don't have a better way to put it, because, you know, Rengar. That, to be fair, Rengar could go in and Galio can follow, but if Imagine Cloud is able to play for what they want to play for, I do worry that there's just not going to be good use for the Rengar.
I think that all this comes down to how is La Shyvana going to be playing this Galio. You know, I don't think that Brewer on the Victor is going to be able to match the rotations coming out. So how are they going to want to be playing this map, and where are they going to be sending resources? You know, you have a really strong bot lane, and it's oftentimes worked out in the past to be able to sack some of your resources mid lane to be able to try to get this Lucian Nami combo ahead. So if you want to send a 4v2 down or a 4v3 down in terms of your Galio, your Maokai, or sorry, your Galio, your Rengar, and then of course your Lucian Nami to play against whatever Imagine Cloud is putting up against, you know, that might be worth it in the long run, but it all comes down to how are they playing these map rotations.
Yeah, I agree there. But the other side of it is we're in the other spot now, where if, you know, DPS maybe be able to rotate better. We've seen that through most of their games, is that they are the better rotation team. But you rotate away from Victor. Victor's going to get a lot of gold. Victor's going to get his stacks up. Victor's going to get the wave clear. A gold lead on Victor, you know, if you're not getting these kills or towers in the side lane rotation, Victor starts deleting the people who deal damage on your team. Just Q laser ult and laughs hysterically. Like that's it. It's like, hey, this 200 CS Victor hit your Lucian once. Lucian had to run away, and where's the rest of your damage? Rengar jumps in, gets gravity field, gets chaos stormed, and yeah, that's life. Like, that's it. So I worry for DPS in the mid to late game. Again, we have seen them play, generally been able to out-rotate other teams, even in their losses. So I think the question is going to come down to, Imagine Cloud basically said, we will team fight you, and we will presumably win these team fights. What goes through DPS's mind for how do you pick these team fights? What do you do? But it does look like it's going to be the Olaf top with the Sejuani jungle for Imagine Cloud.
100% here. You know, you want to be playing that Olaf into Maokai matchup, and especially once you hit 6, what can Maokai do? You know, Ragnarok is just going to be so strong here. It's going to be able to catch out Nami with the tidal waves in the bubbles. You're not going to be able to get a root down with the Maokai ultimate. You're not going to get the knock up from Galio. It's just going to be able to negate so much of the potential that DPS wants to be putting together. And I honestly just don't love this Rengar pick. So I'm really curious to see how is DPS going to play this, because right now my gut is telling me we are going to a game 3.
That is also kind of the opinion I share. I don't, for a last pick, I don't see what the entry is for Rengar there. I know you needed more damage for DPS, but with the options available, you could go with maybe a Fiddlesticks or I don't know, even a Shyvana. Um, things that can do damage while being less likely to get isolated, I guess is my best guess. Granted, I don't know the depths of the pool that Jordan has. I've seen recently we have seen a Jordan pool become really shallow when it came crunch time. It's the Warriors joke for those of y'all who are here for the our League of Legends, our NBA crossover. We love those. But yeah, that is my only worry. I am with you on that. I think there's just so many tools to make Rengar not relevant that I do worry how DPS is going to be able to DPS later in the game. But it could be something different. We have seen Gallios do stupid amounts of damage. Granted, it's been a few years. I think that's actually been kind of nerfed out. So questions, many questions. But I do think again, Relish has the advantageous matchup. I think this time Gur has the advantageous matchup. So if Lucian Nami doesn't run away with bot lane, what then? What then for DPS?
Yeah, no, I mean, and of course, Lucian Nami, you typically want to have a super early jungle presence. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Rengar try to and get either himself ahead or try to get this bot lane ahead. Just go for a quick blue into a gank, level 2, level 3. It is just going to come down to how these teams play the map. The objective fights are going to be super crucial for both sides, and if a 5v5 occurs, I see it being very difficult for Imagine Cloud to lose it. So it's all just going to come down to how these teams play each other out.
Yeah, I agreed. So we will be back after the spectator delay with Game 2, Imagine Cloud versus DPS. We will see if Imagine Cloud is able to get to a Game 3 or if DPS is able to take a clean 2-0 here and get back to their winning ways. Maybe even winning lane, but definitely winning ways. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right. All right. Here we are for game two. We already see a ward in the river. Dr. Dad able to get it down, make sure that there's not going to be any shenanigans coming out from DPS. And if they are going to be spotted. And yeah, they are going to see the Lucian walking through, but nothing else. No deep wards going to be placed by either team. Dr. Dad. Ooh. Already going to go over to Sweeper. Maybe a little early for the Sweeper switch. Not going to have those lane wards as often.
Yeah. You know,
I'll put that on the I don't know question mark.
You know, initial glance, we have a lot of first strikes going down this game, eh? We got one on Victor and MF as well as the Rengar. So lots of bursty damage, trying to get a little bit of extra gold, extra econ out there. It's going to be a top start for both of these junglers, both pathing downwards. So it's going to be interesting to see where they meet, if they're going to be, skirmishing over that first scuttle in the bot side, or if they're going to opt for an early gank here like we saw last game. It's just going to come down to whether or not one of these can get ahead in the first early few minutes.
The other thing is we have Airy on Dr. Dad on the Amumu.
Oh no, was that a repeat of last game's runes?
It might be. I am a lot of bit confused there. But we do see Relish already getting those axes on the Qgurt. Tree versus axe. I think Tree wins normally, but we do see your bad connection going on to Teddy. Teddy taking about 40% of damage already. Not fun. Not fun at all. Your bad connection probably going to have a little bit, at least early, of their way in this bot lane. That said, I do actually want to ask a question because I feel like Riot should change. Oh my god.
My jeez, yeah. That's
a
little hurtful.
The Relish getting the damage on the Qgurt on the other side, but Qgurt not as low as you would like. Did go for. Oh no, Last Shyvana getting caught. Is going to try to flash over the wall, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh my god, that's going to
It does.
That is crazy. Does have teleport to come back as well. They did force out the flash from the Galio. Galio can't play for. Oh my god, Teddy going in. Your bad connection does get the first blood. Teddy does get the return kill. That is going to be the exhaust coming out from Teddy. It's going to be the flash and the cleanse out from your bad connection. That was the ignite from Dr. Dad and the heal from Yulu. So just all around, lots of stuff being used there. But that extra 400 gold and the little bit of wave denial, very good for your bad connection, is going to come back with an extra longsword for his troubles.
Man, there's action going down all across the map right now in these first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the junglers are able to kind of spot each other out. At least Jordan is being pinged out now by Crazed Juggernaut, able to figure out where they are. And Last Shyvana, oh no, he does get slowed to just the end of the queue. Trying to get away from Gruer is going to be safe, just barely. That Justice Punch. Oh boy. Very
I
justice.
don't know about that flash from Gruer there. I feel like Galio was just way out of range at that point, that you're not going to have the damage this early on to be able to secure that kill. But Relish...
I mean, I think you are very correct, but at the same time, he doesn't have a flash. Maybe take the risk, but now we do see Crazed Juggernaut and Relish up here trying to get on a Qgurt. Qgurt is gonna flash away. Juggernaut goes under tower, gonna get knocked back,
No way.
gonna die. Oh, Relish takes the last tower shot. Oh my! That is Qgurt with a very nice 2v1. We do see Teddy now. Doesn't know that there's a Rengar down there. I don't know that the Rengar is going to matter. Your bad connection able to take down the kill, and there's going to be Rengar coming in for the next one, and it's going to be a double kill for your bad connection. Well, the Lucian Nami needs to get ahead. The Lucian is ahead.
That is not at all what you want to be seeing here for Imagine Cloud. This entire game runs through this Lucian Nami here for DPS, and they haven't even hit the necessary levels to be able to start making the plays happen for bot side. The plays are just developing how they want it. And I know that you have an aggressive combination in this MF Amumu, but playing it pre-6 is just so rough. And you're trying to go for these overextended plays trying to catch out Nami in the river, and now you got punished for it. You got smacked on the mouth and put a bar of soap in your mouth like you cursed like your little child. So it's just gonna take a lot of recuperation to be able to get back into that game, and you're already getting doubled in CS if you're this MF. So that's tough.
Yeah, that is very, very tough. On top of which, we do see that they're kind of denying Gura this back. Last Shyvana is, though, getting collapsed on again. We see Crazy Juggernaut coming around. There's going to be the Chaos Storm. There's going to be the, I forget what it's called, but the Slow Boy coming out from Crazy Juggernaut. But they are not able to get Last Shyvana. Last Shyvana going to be able to get away. They are looking to get this Pink Ward. Are going to be able to take it down. Jordan is going to be there to help. Also, comment on the Maokai there, actually doing, and the burn, doing a lot of work on the Relish. That said, so I have a Riot related, why don't we not have this happen? So every other champion that does a thing where it throws down something on the ground, generally if you walk over it, you can deny them. Like, Poppy Buckler, there's a couple other ones I'm not quite remembering right now. But like when they drop the thing,
Bard Shingles.
Yeah. They can't do, you deny it from the other team.
Yeah.
Olaf doesn't have that, and is mad inconsistent. Like, I feel like in my head, and you can even see Kugert stepping on the axes, and it's like, no, it doesn't deny him from being able to pick it up again. He's actually going to walk into you, auto, you pick up the axe, throw the axe again. And it's just one of those things where you're like, it should work that way. Like, in your head, it should work that way.
It's like Thor's hammer, Not everyone can just obstruct the view of Olaf's axes like that. I can respect it.
I mean, I hear you there, but I just think like the way that other things interact in this game, that definitely seems like one of the things that like, hey, why can't you just stop him from doing that? But we do have a little bit of a pause coming in. We do now see the last chapter coming in for Brewer. We do have Relish up here in the top lane. Kugert having I lied. I was going to say having a much easier time, but nope, that's going to be the ultimate coming out from the Olaf, and that's going to be the kill. Relish able to get the solo kill up in the top lane.
What were you saying? What were you saying about that? About an easier time up here?
I mean, it is longer to the first death than we saw last game.
Very true, very true.
But is going to still get solo killed, is going to likely be more plates coming over from Relish. We do see the rest of the team looking to get down into this bot lane here. The bubble doesn't miss from Yuli, but Dr. Dad is in here, is going to spot out Jordan. We did have the rotation coming in from Last Shyvana as well, but nothing going to be gained except a dragon. Going to be a Kim Take dragon, first dragon. Not the greatest dragon as far as first dragons that you want. I think Ocean that we saw last game was the best. We do have Olaf now proxying the wave, trying to get onto Kugert, and Kugert may still go down. Is going to use the Twisted Advance, going to use the Nature's Grasp. He got it back, but Kugert is able to get the kill. Oh,
Can't play into a wave like that if you're going to miss your axe throws, Olaf. I mean, you had the advantageous position there. If you get the slow, you might have a chance of being able to catch up to him, especially after the ultimate comes out. But if you're just going to throw your chance away like that, well, I don't get it.
So, in addition to not understanding that, I think with the Vamp Scepter there, Olaf can just auto him. He's already used all the abilities. Just auto him. You're gonna heal. You're gonna get more health. Just auto him. Kugert, though, possibly caught out here by Crazy Juggernaut. The Crazy Juggernaut does have the ult. There's going to be the Glacial Prison going to be used. Kugert is going to get stunned, going to get rooted, going to be able to put down some saplings, though. Crazy Juggernaut actually gets the worst end of that trade. Lee has 80% of his health chunked away by that Maokai.
So not only is Crazy Juggernaut almost 20 CS behind, but now you can't even take care of a half-health Maokai. This Sejuani is starting to become really less viable.
Well played by Dr. Dad to block the rest of the damage, but it's going to be your bad connection hopping into the tower, taking down Teddy, and Dr. Dad's going to go down as well. Your bad connection with another double kill. 22 twos. He's feeling like Jay-Z right now, but has 5-1-0, already has a Noon Quiver, looking like going to be a problem. Looking is actually not the right word. is going to be a problem, period. And there's going to be the Maokai with the Galio ult coming in. There's going to be the Maokai ult now, and they are all chasing Relish. Relish is going to get rooted up. Relish is going to get hit with the Winds of War, and it's going to go down. Kugert is going to be able to get the kill. They do deny another wave from Kugert, but that is a plate that I don't think Relish even got the gold for. Did have to use the ultimate too, and got nothing in return.
This is just not at all playing out how Imagine Cloud wanted it to. DPS proving to be such a formidable foe here, and with reason. That should be a kill, though, and that's a filleted fish.
Yulu is going to go down to the bullet time, as well as some of that CC coming in from Juggernaut. Juggernaut finally able to get on the board, get some action. But on the other side, Grur is up 20-something CS. I'm not doing math. 22 CS. That's on brand for what we've been talking about. It's going to flash in, but Last Shyvana doesn't realize that that is actually not the side you want to flash into. Multiple members are there and available for Imagine Cloud, able to keep that aggression from advancing. A teleport also from Kugert into the mid lane.
Whoa, wait. Dark Seal on the Maokai.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it. I mean, if you keep doing
Top of the last chapter in Phoenix Codex.
We were saying that they need more damage. Apparently, they're going to put it on the Maokai. Okay. I like it. It's an idea. I like ideas.
Who let him cook?
Relish is over here. Jordan might be in trouble. Jordan forced to flash away. Relish is now just fighting Kugert. Kugert actually does a stupid amount of damage. Jordan needs to leave, though. If you can't do any damage, and he's going to turn on you on the other side, that is going to be a kill. Another kill.
That's
Jordan's going to come down. Yeah, that's a double. That is 3 kills in total for Imagine Cloud. The Rift Herald, something? I thought I just saw a Rift Herald, but I don't know what it did.
It crashed mid.
Oh, there we go. There are the plates. Had a delay on how many plates were going to go down. That is going to be some plates taken by Crazy Juggernaut in the meantime. But Dr. Dad was forced out of the bot lane. It's going to be first tower for just Relish. So now Relish is strong. Once again, that Dark Seal looks a little presumptuous from Kugert. Now that we saw the Olaf basically 2v1 in the top lane, I still maintain, why didn't Jordan just walk away? Somebody's going to die. It doesn't need to be both of you. That's going to be the ult from Teddy, and I don't think it's going to matter. Teddy's going to go down. We do see your bad connection. Now on to Crazy Juggernaut. Juggernaut is going to be maybe able to get the kill. Yeah, it's going to be able to get the kill. Gets the shutdown. There's going to be a teleport from Grur. Grur's going to come in, and they are going to try to take down Yulu. Yulu is going to go down. There's going to be the Galio ult, but it's not going to matter. You're entering into a door that's already closed and forced to walk away. Grur getting the kill. I think. Yes.
That was a really big turnaround there for Imagine Cloud, but still, I'm surprised that it took 13 minutes for Crazed Juggernaut to finally touch bot lane. I don't understand why we're not prioritizing or trying to at least supplement Teddy and Dad trying to get a little bit further ahead, especially when we saw Lucian having this shutdown for 10 minutes now? Like, that was illegal how long it took for that to happen.
I agree, but I understand. The goal has been to get Grur ahead, and Grur is very far ahead. And a strong Galio is like a good insurance, or not Galio, excuse me. A strong Victor is like a good insurance policy. If Victor can press the buttons in a team fight, somebody's going to be hurt at the end of it. So I think that's a good call. But we do get a second dragon coming on. It's going to be a Mountain Drake quick. I think it's going to be a Hex Tech Soul. What do you think?
I'm hoping for a Hextech Soul as well. I have a little saying here that once the Hextech Soul spawns, the Whoopty-Wopty gates come out. We don't call them Hextech gates here. But, you just love to see a good Whoopty and a good Wopty all across the map is what...
It is going to actually be the Infernal Soul. Oh, but that's going to be the knockup on the Grur. Grur's also going to get rooted. But there's not a Galio. There's a Shyvana. Not a Shyvana, a Sejuani able to stun Shyvana. Dang it. You know what? A new rule. You're not allowed to have a champion in your name if you're not playing it. Last Shyvana goes down, as does Jordan. The NA Rengar memes still memeing. Relish able to just take so much in that top lane in the meantime. That is going to be a tower taken by your bad connection, and he's going to take so much out of Teddy as well. Teddy's going to be forced to walk away, but that's going to be another tower in the mid lane. Grur and Crazed Juggernaut able to take it down. Dr. Dad assisting as well. And yeah, no, the top mid side really, really strong for Imagine Cloud. The bot side really, really strong for DPS. Which way is this going to go? I think it's going to go into Kugert dying.
No, I think no. The nature's grass will be able to get him out just a little bit comfortable for a little bit longer. But
For
you know,
now.
now of course. But you know, like we're talking about, this is starting to play out how we imagined it after draft. You know, just the wombo combos of Glacial Prison into Curse of the Sad Mummy, into Chaos Storm, into, you know, Magnetic Field.
No, but Dr. Dad is caught, and it's going to be your bad connection getting the kill. We do, again, see the rotations coming out from DPS now as they are putting their bot lane into the mid lane in front of Grur. Grur still able to get a solid hit with that double laser, but the Rift Herald going to be taken down. Crazy Juggernaut and Relish not worried at all, even with the jump in from Jordan. Oh, your bad connection is able to force out the Chaos Storm. Grur afraid of that ultimate coming out from Rengar. Rengar not able to get anything from it, but the Thrill of the Hunt is able to at least make Grur afraid. And as long as he's scared, you're in his head.
That was really good discipline coming out from Crazy Juggernaut and Relish to be able to say, okay, we see that there's 3 mid, but you know what? If we just finish up Herald here, we just put so much pressure on them because yes, they get a kill out of it in terms of them being DPS, but now they're not able to capitalize, and they're already behind in turrets. They're already behind in gold. This game can just continue to snowball out.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and my worry is now a full-blown. I don't know what comes after worry. That there's nothing that's going to be able to stop Grur outside of Grur making a bad decision. Crazy Juggernaut, though, on the red buff. Grur is nearby. They don't realize he's nearby. Your bad connection is going to use all of the items and is going to get away. That is going to be Dr. Dad in the background. Going to go down. Last Shyvana is able to get the kill, and now Jordan and the rest of the team trying to chase them down. That's going to be the bullet time in the choke point, but it's going to be a kill. A trade of junglers. Both ADCs able to take down a jungler as your bad connection takes down Crazy Juggernaut, and Teddy is able to take down Jordan.
Relish had the Ghost and the Ragnarok available. A true Chad would have just ran at them, but I understand the reserve and the caution. You know, really strong fight there coming out from DPS. They were able to slow the storm that was the Cloud. You know, they just weren't able to get as much out of it as they wanted to. However, the bullet time was absolutely huge for Teddy. Finally starting to able to put down a little bit of damage. Opting for the Ghost Blade build. You know, I'm not too familiar with all the new mythics just yet, so still figuring it out as we go. But you know, it provided a lot of heavy damage, got that kill onto Jordan, and despite the fact that your bad connection was able to get another one onto Crazy Juggernaut, it seems like an overall net neutral.
Well, it was actually a shutdown as well that your bad connection got.
Very well.
So the gold trade still in favor of DPS there in that fight. That said, yeah, does get the mythic for Teddy, does also get a blue buff. Very useful when you want to just press Q on everything and hope to bounce onto someone. But with this dragon coming up in 50 seconds, we are going to see more adventures. That said, Relish on the top side, unbothered, unmatched. No one coming up, and Relish is just going to take a tower for free. We do get Jordan looking to move into this bottom lane river now, bottom side river and jungle, trying to set up for the dragon. It is going to be Cougar coming to answer the top lane, but Relish is going to be able to walk down in the bot lane for this fight. There are wards for Cougar to TP to, but we do see all 5 members now being on this bottom side, ready to go for the dragon. That is going to be Cougar taken super low. Thrill of the Hunt used by Jordan, not able to get anything else, but Cougar might be worried on this fight. It just teleported into the mid lane too, so it's not going to have a good re-entry. It looks like they are going to give up the dragon, or at least give up the positioning, but Relish is on the backside. Relish is looking at Last Shyvana. That is going to be the Glacial Prison, but it's just going to hit Yulu. And now we see the rest of the team going in. Dr. Dad's going to go in with the bullet time, or Curse of the Sad, the bullet time on the backside, and that's going to be Relish. Relish takes down one. Relish is able to take down your bad connection. Grur did get down the Chaos Storm, and like I said, as long as you can hit those buttons as that strong victor, people will die. Relish able to clean up the back of it, and that's going to be the dragon for Imagine Cloud. Unperturbed. That is a great word for how Relish is dealing with this game. Unperturbed.
Not out of harm's way just yet. Relish says he's not done, but that was just such a nicely coordinated 2-front fight there for Imagine Cloud. You know, we had the 3 members trying to play that entrance into River. They got caught off by Shyvana, and once Galio was just unable to do it, Jordan trying to jump in and put put some support down, the bullet time just cleaned up immensely. But we saw Dr. Dad and Relish in the backline cutting your bad connections off entirely, keeping them out of the fight, unable to put any more supporting damage down. That allowed them to clean it up. That allowed them to take the dragon.
Yeah, I don't. Let me ask you a question then, because I don't have an answer for it. What does DPS do now?
I mean, DPS is just going to have to look to put some pressure across the map. The number one thing that Imagine Cloud wants to do right now is team fight, team fight, team fight. If you're able to separate this team out, you know, prevent the split pushing that this Olaf is going to be trying to do, you already have lost tier 2 in the top lane. If you're able to get some sort of pressure down in mid, some pressure down in bot, you're able to spread out the defense of Imagine Cloud, then you're able to maybe get a pick here, a pick there, start to build some pressure. Once this Baron now spawned, you're able to maybe steal it out from under their noses. But other than that, like, there's just not much utility here that DPS is working with. I mean, the AP Maokai, first and foremost, it's just not working. This Dark Seal is putting no utility, no value coming out, and it's just a waste of gold at this point. Yes, you have the Leandries, but look, you're not burning.
Ooh, Teddy just barely able to survive as your bad connection literally Gale Force, dash, autos, and then ults, and that is going to be a culling of not the meek, but maybe the weak, as Teddy is going to have to go back. Did also have to use the flash, so is going to be a little bit more susceptible to an attack. Jordan is going to get spotted out on this pink ward, though, so he's not going to be able to get this wraparound gank here, but it is going to be a tower being taken down by DPS. Want to highlight some of the itemization here coming out from DPS as well. We do have the full AP Maokai from the looks of it. That's going to be the Glacial Prison being used, and Jordan is going to be caught out. Is going to be forced to flash away. Crazy Juggernaut and not going to be worried. Flash Shyvana going in, trying to get anything down. It's going to be stunned up, but not going to go down. That is a tanky Galio after all. There's going to be the bullet time. Lash Shyvana is going to go down. Crazy Juggernaut is going to walk away, and on top of which, Olaf on the bot side takes a tower.
That was 7 ultimates used for 1 kill. So let's just get that out of the way. So much action for just not a lot of benefits from either side. I mean, yes, now that allows for Relish to be able to get a lot of pressure, gets that second tier 2 turret down in the bot lane, and now this is a pretty open map for Imagine Cloud to just do whatever they want. It's going to take a lot of defense for DPS to be able to not have to have that Baron taken from them. So now it's gonna, your bad connection, as ahead as he got, he's just not able to really take full advantage because this composition that they've built around it, it's just not putting up the support needed.
Yeah, he cannot get access to anybody that matters on the side of Imagine Cloud, and dumping all that damage into Crazy Juggernaut, dumping all that damage into Dr. Dad is fine. Maybe you can kill Dr. Dad, but Dr. Dad doesn't care. Dr. Dad is here to stand in front of you, CC you, or CC someone, and allow for the rest of the team to be able to put down their DPS onto DPS, and they've been doing a very good job of it. Yeah, so we do have a Ghost Blade for Jordan. Looks like, I don't even know what's coming next. Your bad connection caught out a little bit, but is going to be safe. Still has the cleanse as well. Gets a little bit of help from the Nami. Not going to be in too bad of a problem. We do also have the Everfrost coming in for Lash Shyvana with the Aftershock, which is what made that Lash Shyvana so tanky. We do have the Gale Force and... Ooh. Sorry, brain stopped working for a second. Gale Force and Storm Razor and Last Whisper coming in now. Your bad connection looking to eat through those tanks since an Essence Reaver?
I just want to, an Essence Reaver for Jordan. All right, we'll get into that in a little bit. But I just want to highlight the difference in vision here. Both teams are super stocked up around this Baron and entries into River. However, Drake is coming up in just a matter of seconds, and there is no vision whatsoever here. Now as both of these teams start to try to prep for it and start setting up their posturing, there's now starting to get vision, but like there's just full attention on this Baron because that's going to be the ultimate goal.
Lash Shyvana taking a bunch of damage, but Relish taking it back, as well as Crazy Juggernaut. Relish getting hit very hard with that Whew, that Glacial Prison probably saved Relish's life. Jordan using the thrill of the hunt, but not going to be able to get anyone as the whole team retreating from Imagine Cloud. I don't know if they're going to look to re-engage. They are missing a key ultimate, but do have 4 more giant teamfight ultimates available. Relish forced to back off, though. Does have teleport. There are wards available. That is going to be the dragon being started. That is a 2-person taunt coming in for La Shyvana, but it's going to be your dragon going down. His crew's able to get out of the Chaos Storm, and now the damage is coming through. Relish is on to La Shyvana, but that is going to be a dragon taken. La Shyvana is still trying to get away. Might not make it. Yeah, Teddy is going to be able to get that final hit, and Teddy actually now has a 500 gold shutdown for being beat up so bad in that early game. Is perfectly fine now, not being touched in any of these team fights, and that is looking like it's going to be a Baron. There are 2 members available, and those are maybe not the 2 members you need. I mean, one of them is the stealing member for DPS, but I think that's going to be it. I don't even know that the steal is going to be possible. Not going to be able to get there in time as this Dragon or Baron is going down super duper fast. Jordan may be able to flash in. No.
Oh, you know, that teleport coming out from Relish in that team fight just a few moments ago was so huge. You know, all of the attention was devoted towards that entry into River, but they weren't ready for the flank from behind. And, you know, when your bad connection uses cleanse in mid right before, you know, you're posturing for this Drake, what can you do? There's so much CC.
Done. Oh, he can flash the wall. And Relish cannot. Relish now gonna get rooted up, gonna get hit by Jordan, gonna get hit by a bunch of other things, but I think Relish can maybe 2v1 this unless your bad connection shows up. And even then, Jordan is in trouble. Cougar is able to get the shutdown kill, but it took 4 members to kill Relish. It took 4 members and, what, 3 ults, 2 ults? That's worrying. A flash, 2 flashes? Yeah, that's...
4 members?
4 members, 2 flashes, 2 ults, just for Relish.
Just for the shutdown to go onto the Maokai is the important part here. So, like, you're getting nothing out of that gold.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are very, very not wrong. That said, on the other side, there's a Jack Shows, a death dance, and a Ravenous Hydra for the Olaf. I don't know. With a Hex Drinker, how do you... Oh, my God. And, of course, he can stop himself from being CC'd. No, I think it's a great build because it takes that much to kill him. You're just not going to be able to kill him. And he has to still plated boots for a little bit of armor, stop some of those autos coming in from your bad connection. That is just... Yikes. That's the adjective if you look it up. It's yikes. Cougar is caught out. Just gone.
Oh, my
Delete
gosh.
It. Nothing you can do there. Kill goes over to Misfortune again. Now just so strong. Does have the Ghost Blade, does have the Collector, does have the Lord Doms. Is going to just chew through people. I'm reminded of one of my favorite rap lines from Shine, where he says basically, F a vest, my shells will chew through it. And that is exactly what this Misfortune is doing right now. But Relish taking a chunk of damage, a lot of damage. We do see the Hex Drinker being enough to keep him alive, but just barely. Is out of the fight for at least a second. Your bad connection continuing to play on the edge, but towers are going down, inhibitors are going down. Relish is not going down and is going to be able to back. Does have Baron, and now they're going to be able to reset for whichever side lane they wish to pressure. Yeesh.
I mean, there's just really not much that you can do here in this moment if you're DPS, especially when you have Cougar getting caught out in such a bizarre fashion. Right now, there's no turrets that Imagine Cloud needs to be prioritized. You have all tier 2s down. So the only thing that they can be doing is pushing for this base and to be breaking base and eventually start snowballing themselves into the end of the game. So why are we trying to overextend ourselves into lanes when we, one, don't have the vision to be able to counteract it and, you know, monitor the situation of the map, the state of the map, and two, we know that they're just going to be able to stack and win. So why risk that? I don't understand.
I definitely agree. Definitely agree. And we do see now the vision being cleared out around Dragon as Imagine Cloud is looking to deny this Soul and Elder possibly being the only avenues available for DPS to win this game right now. Not looking good on the team fight front. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I would actually not be sad about a Bork coming out from your bad connection. Oh no, Cougar doesn't know.
Again,
Does get a sapling. Does get a sapling down. Is going to be alive, but just barely. That's an Imperial mandate. What?
I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna. What? I'm not even gonna start. I mean, we should have known. We should have known after last game.
I want some answers.
The answer is -3. I don't know what to tell you.
Relish taking a bunch of damage. Your bad connection. Using the culling, not getting as much as you would like. Relish still at 60%, which is perfectly fine. That's an Olaf. If Olaf is in the fight, Olaf will either heal or kill you or both. Relish just staying alive is now onto the Galio, but the rest of the team is Jordan is able to actually get onto Teddy. Teddy is going to live though. Your bad connection trying to get onto Brewer. Brewer does get the Chaos Storm down, but is going to have to flash over the wall. Your bad connection getting the kill, and now Relish is stuck on the wrong side. There's going to be the re-engage. They are able to take down Yulu. Relish is still fighting the last Shyvana, and with Hugert, they're not able to do anything. And there's a jungler and a top laner available. Your bad connection trying to get on to Crazy Juggernaut or vice versa. In the meantime, towers are still going down. The base tower going down. Hugert trying to stay alive from Relish. There's a bot lane inhibitor tower going down, and his Juggernaut is back on that tower. Or not on the tower, on the dragon. And the inhibitor's still being hit. The inhibitor's still being hit by minions.
And the longer this fight goes on, the more the DPS loses out. I mean, you've already had 3 members go down. Yes, your bad connection is getting a lot of gold here, but now, boom, goes down. That's a 50-second timer, and you've already lost half your base. You had 4 super minions in that time period. Go win and wreak havoc on your base. You've lost 1 Nexus turret. What is it all for?
There's a teleport coming in from Brewer. Jordan is in here. They're able to get the soul at least. All right, that's what it was for.
Oh my God.
Jordan is flashing out and running away. Nami is going to get a bubble onto Crazy Juggernaut, going to get a wave, but I don't think it's going to matter. That is going to be the Glacial Prison taking it down. Last Shyvana comes down into a gravity well and is going to be forced to run away. They did get soul. They did get soul, but they're going to lose this Baron.
After claiming soul, they're only down a whopping 8,000 gold. So, you know what? Really, really great efforts here. With that being said, though, that is just going to be a free Baron here as DPS looks to recuperate and try to get themselves back into it. They have a lot of ways that they need to take care of. So it's just not looking great for them at this moment. I don't see this game extending on past 5 more minutes, honestly.
That is a great question. A great point. I don't either, but the mid lane inhibitor will be up before the dragon comes up again. So that's a little bit of a reprieve there for DPS. Small victories, small victories. They are taking some small victories here, like taking that dragon soul. They will do more damage. We're worried about damage. They'll do more damage. That said, Crazy Juggernaut hasn't died in like 30 minutes.
I
and now has a thorn mail. Now has a thorn mail.
Your bad connection, losing it's a lead that you built and the pressure that you've surmounted is starting to lose its value here as we get later and later, because to no one's surprise, the scaling comp is indeed scaling. So, and now that they are able to just group up here in mid as 4, with Crazy Juggernaut joining shortly behind, it looks like they're just going to take it all here.
They're going to take something. They're taking the inhibitor. I don't know if they're going to look to pressure the base or not. They're looking to hang around. Jordan is behind. I don't know if a fight is going to break out. It looks like a fight is being thought out. Your bad connection getting hit with the Glacial Prism. Jordan is on the backside. There's going to be the Galio ultimate. Jordan is going to go down, but there's going to be the rest of the team fighting. Last Shyvana is the only one getting hit with the bullet time. There's going to be lots of kills.
Oh my God.
Your bad connection gets another kill, and they are able to take down 4 members. There is only Crazy Juggernaut who still hasn't died, but Jordan able to get in the middle of the team, and with the ultimate coming in from Last Shyvana, who managed to survive the whole time, got hit with the full combo of everybody. What the heck?
I have no words. It was just such abhorrent miscommunication.
Oh my god. Oh my god. These death timers are still at 10 seconds, 20 seconds. They're going to at least get this inhibitor. They're not going to be able to end, but they are going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto Imagine Cloud. And on top of which, there's only one Baron left. So they are not going to be worried about a siege now. The Elder Dragon's being pinged in 3 minutes. What the heck? That's not how that's supposed to go. That's
Elio diving in from the skies just to not get, I believe it was a 3-man knockup, was so huge. Relish, there was just a miscommunication between Relish and the rest of the team. Relish was saying, I can push forward and take care of this pesky little Lucian. The rest of the team was saying, we need to back out, we're super low. We got chunked out into oblivion by Jordan and this Galio. And that disconnect just didn't allow for proper execution. And now we're seeing the effects of it. Inhib is now down. We're seeing supers starting to ballot it out here in the mid lane. This game just got a lot dicier here for Imagine Cloud.
Yeah, yes. I am at a loss for words and a little bit at a loss for breath. I don't know. I don't know. That is my official statement. I don't know. I did not see that fight going like that. On top of which, now your bad connection does have that GA. Is going to be double hard to kill. And Relish is alone. Relish is going to be forced to use the ultimate to get away, but your bad connection does not care. Is going to be able to take him down. That is going to be the Glacial Prison being used. There's going to be the ultimate coming out, but Teddy is going to be forced to go away. Your bad connection on the backside, trying to get everything, and it looks like he might. He gets two. Gura is going to be onto Jordan, going to get the kill, but is going to get knocked up by everybody else. Curator is going to be able to get the kill in the meantime, and the rest of Magic Cloud are running for the hills. You know what I didn't predict? It was deep. Jordan said, we all know NA Rengar, but what about Kamikaze NA Rengar? It's LJL NA Rengar. I know I'm going to die, but one of you is coming with me.
I'm at such a loss for words here.
Like, that's it.
This is such a throw for Magic Cloud. It's over. This is game.
Dr. Dad and Curse Juggernaut trying very hard, but Dr. Dad is going to go down. Your bad connection still has the GA up, so even if you take him down, it's not going to matter, but it's able to cleanse out, and that is going to be the base. DPS with... I don't call it a comeback, I guess. What in the world did I just witness?
Imagine Cloud just threw the first pitch out at Fenway with how big of a throw that was. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he had the game start to finish in their hands. The only threat, the absolute only threat they had was your bad connection on this Lucian.
No.
You don't even bother sending him down, like sending Crazed Juggernaut down to help stop it, stop the 5-in-1 Lucian at 10 minutes. Now you see it snowball into oblivion. I don't get it. Oh my goodness, what a game from DPS.
I mean, if you have only one threat, but that threat is big enough, it's all that matters, I guess. I am at a... I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand, because those two fights still seemed like Imagine Cloud should have just won them. And your bad connection basically outplayed the team. Jordan distracted them while your bad connection just picked them off one by one. And Last Shyvana got tanky enough in the end. We didn't get the shouted out enough. Those stopwatches and hourglasses basically jumping into the middle of the team on the Rengar, eating as much damage as possible, taunting 4 people, and then stopwatch right in the middle of the bullet time. While your bad connection is just hitting people. That is a level of coordination I did not expect, and I don't think Imagine Cloud did.
I hate to say it, and I really don't want to pin the blame on one person, but Relish, the mispositionings, the last two fights, the overextensions, the I have the cojones to pull this off mentality, it cost them everything. They lost this game and eventually this series because of that overconfidence. And yes, of course, there's a lot of different things that played into this. You know, bot lane could have been a bit better. They could have been played the lane a lot stronger. You know how to exploit a Lucian Nami in 2023. It's been around for a year now. But the fact that it all came down to two fights and to two kills swaying the way that both of those fights went. So what can you do? I mean, what can you do?
I no idea. What a series from DPS. I mean, I think after the last game, I think the MVP for the series was your bad connection. Do you agree?
Oh, there's no other answer. Respectfully, Jordan went off and did great things in game one. Your bad connection was the sole reason they won that game too.
I am still at a loss. That is the definition of turning lemons into lemonade. Is the Rengar Galio going, oh, we keep dying. Okay, let's go die on purpose this time. Just I that should not have worked.
It shouldn't have. It really shouldn't have.
Like I mean the vision to say we're gonna take Rengar and Galio are falling behind. We're gonna do Rengar Galio things still, and it'll work, but not because it's Rengar Galio, but because Lucian doesn't have to deal with the people getting Rengar Galio.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a better way to put it, because I have never seen the dedication to just, it's okay. We just got to do the thing harder, and it actually working out. Like every other time, it's like if we just do it more, you see them lose faster.
What mental fortitude there. And we are going to be joined here by your bad connection for this interview. And I'll finish my thought here. What mental fortitude to be able to power through that game. Your bad connection. Now that you've joined us, can you just walk us through what was happening the last 5 minutes of that game?
I mean, we just need to, like, my thought was, like, so up to that point, we hadn't actually executed the way we wanted to, like, use our comp, right? Like, I think the reason why we won the last two fights, I think, or maybe even three, I forget if it was 3 or 2, but I know we won the last two, which were huge, and it was because we executed the comp we did. I will say it was kind of in the way I made the draft. Once I actually locked everything in, I did realize, like, there was barely any damage, so it was actually literally all on me and the Rengar to do damage. But I mean, basically what we wanted to do was, they have two immobile carries, right? They have Victor and MF. We bow their flashes, all of a sudden they can't flash out of, like, a Rengar jumping in and then Galio jumping in, and then I just, like, also jump in too. It's like yeah, and I mean, that was the play. Now, did it happen? And was it easy to do? No, it was so, and on paper I thought, like, I think we can pull this off pretty easily. And then once we got into the game and we actually tried doing it, it's actually really, really hard. But I mean, the mental fortitude was there, though. Like you said, like, we kept our mentals cool. We reiterated, like, okay, we just need to pull off the combo the right way one time, and then all we need to do is make it work one time and we win, right? That's the thing with our comp. It's like, it wasn't working, but the one time it did work, you saw exactly what happened. We instantly one-shot their backline, and then the only ones left after, like, a second into the fight were the frontliners, and then I can just kill everyone else, right? And
yeah, that's what we saw. That is definitely what we saw. I imagine it is very good to accidentally put all of the weight on your shoulders when you can squat like that, because that's really what we just saw. But speaking on the draft, which you already brought up, which was our big, by big I mean literally a question mark ping you could see from space. After everything was banned out from last game, why did you, I mean, I guess you kind of answered that already, but landing on this comp, and then the builds are different.
The Maokai. I want to know specifically about the Maokai builds. That's my
I
only
actually
question.
didn't realize that until a little bit later when I pressed tab like 30 minutes and I'm like, huh. But I mean, it worked, right? I mean, if you notice, his twisted advances were doing damage to the backline when they were getting hit. So, I mean, I guess he lands a twisted advance into a WQ and he already pretty much like does all the one-shotting and just need the help from others. But yeah, I did notice that pretty late, the Maokai build, but
and what about the locket?
I'm not gonna say anything. Oh yeah, the locket in the first game, I noticed that too. I saw that, which was fine. I mean, he was really supportive. Like, I think he saved me one time with lockets. So that was really nice. But how I ended up with the draft, yeah, I mean, we were going in with a different plan of what we wanted to do, but then obviously our champions got banned out, right? Tristana got banned, Kalma got banned, so we needed to play something that still has a lot of priority in lane, and I love playing Lucian, and Lucian Nami is good right now, so I just locked in Lucian Nami, and then they did show early in draft 2 immobile carries was right off the bat, so like a good drafter will look at that and be like, okay, what's a good way to like take advantage of that, right? Because once you blow their flashes, it's just free money, right? Depending on like how well you execute a comp. So yeah, I thought in my mind like, okay, probably don't want to pick Jarvan because actually, I don't even know why I didn't pick Jarvan.
I was gonna say Jarvan's probably a really great way of blowing those flashes.
Yeah,
but
I in hindsight, I did want to experiment a little bit too, because don't take offense to this, but like I'm not too scared of this team, so I was okay with experimenting a little bit. Like, to give you like some background info, like we haven't practiced this at all, so this was our first time playing this. So I wanted to experiment, and instead of playing like a typical Jarvan engage comp, I wanted to try like a Rengar Galio type of thing where you could take advantage of the OP lethality going on, like, you know, Ghostblade, and just have her deliver the Galio. That's really like what I wanted to do. So it's just a more unique way to play like a dive comp.
I mean,
it was hard.
It did what it said. It did what you were looking for.
It has to work one time. Like like I said, like all you need is one time for it to work, and you win, right? So, and it ended up working. You saw that last fight. We aced them 2 times at our base, I think, right? That's where the 2 fights happened, the last 2.
Yeah, first one in your base, second one right in the jungle outside your base.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, all we needed was the Rengar to deliver Galio, and then we one-shot, and then I clean up. Would I wanted like a better comp? Yeah, in hindsight, definitely. I did grief a little bit with that. Like I said, I think once I got done drafting, I realized like, whoa. I just realized this game might be all on me, and I mean, I have no I have no problem with that either. I'm very confident in like my abilities and playing these things, so.
Well, I would be too. I would be too after that.
Okay, before we let you go, just to pull ourselves back a little bit, looking at DPS's next 3 weeks, you've got Fantastic Four and Z, and then you have the 2 one undefeated team and 1 previously undefeated in Knights of Ishtar and in the Cowboys. So what is DPS's mentality starting to get into the last half of the season, trying to get ready for playoffs without showing too much necessarily?
I'm definitely gonna practice a lot more for sure. We're gonna practice a ton, and not only that, Really not scared of any of the teams coming up, to be really honest with you, especially from what I saw yesterday watching Cowboys. It was not good at all, so I didn't see anything good, so I'm not scared of them. I think we can definitely beat them. FFZ, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, if they don't have that jungler subbing in the next weekend, I don't think they're gonna beat us either, right? And I think for Ishtar, I have to watch 3 games. I haven't watched a single game for them, but I'm always confident. So, yep, I'm
With
not scared of
reason for
anyone.
sure.
Well, so that is a double great segue. One, because Knights of Ishtar are coming up in the next game,
Yep.
which will be starting in about an hour. But also, we will find out exactly what they do bring to the table. But also, yeah, I like the confidence. I like the confidence. I like I like it a lot. Just we're not worried about them.
I'm confident because my team is the only team that actually does stuff. Other teams just kind of get like a lead and they just went off like just team fighting all sloppy. They have no macro, so that's why I'm confident. Our team is probably the only team that actually does stuff to win the game and has macro, unlike others. So that's why I'm confident. I mean, like you saw that last game, like we were actually down in kills and gold and we still won, and we were still giving them a hard time. We were still getting all the dragons and we were still getting their towers. So
Absolutely. You know, you guys played that maybe not how you wanted it, but it all ended up in your favor. So congratulations on your week 4 win over Imagine Cloud. You know, it's a really strong showing from you guys, and I'm looking forward for the rest of the season from you guys at DPS.
I want to give a quick shout out to my teammates though for playing well and for the mental fortitude, right? The game, I'm sorry for making the draft so hard to play, especially the second game. So sorry for that. I'm very happy that you guys have the mental fortitude to keep your mentals in the game. And obviously you all played very well. All my teammates played very well. So yeah, just a shout out to everyone. You all played very well.
Well, we do appreciate you stopping by for the interview. And yes, the rest of DPS did play incredibly well, even when they didn't play well, played well, and that's the sign of a good team. So, yes, but we do look forward to seeing y'all next week. And for this kind of, in other sports, they would say this is a little bit of a tougher stretch of your schedule. So we look forward to seeing that confidence shine through. But for everyone here, we're going to take a quick break while we set up for Knights of Ishtar versus Rat Legion, which will be starting in about an hour, maybe. Yeah, almost exactly an hour. So go reacquaint yourselves with your family members, get a snack, tip your DoorDash driver, let the dog out, come back, and we will be back with another great series.
Alrighty.